What up, though? And welcome to the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, your trusted source for Detroit Lions news and rumors. It's your man, Kurt Steele. Before we get into how the show works, let me bring in my co-host. Y'all know these guys, man. First up, it's the inventor of Thirsty Thursdays, man. And he's the sole proprietor of the Tupperware T-shirt exchange. It's my man, LL Cool Torrance. What's going on, my guy?
Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday.
Man, it's the Wolverine Lion. Who?
Coach Mike Jones. What's going on?
All right. Now, back to how the show works, man. Now, I know y'all been coming back, but if you haven't, you don't know how it works, this is how we get down right here on the Boss Up Ball Out podcast. We look at Lions news, headlines, or takes. If we agree, we say they bossed up. If we disagree, we say it's balled on. And we give our takes on why we agree or disagree. Now, let's take a look at today's topics for today. First up, we have 6 bold predictions for the Lions for the 2024 season. Should Detroit trade for a New England defensive end? And training cap battle for linebacker 3. Man, that's some good topics today. So let's hop into the first topic of the day. It is 6 bold predictions for the Detroit Lions. Got this information from over at All Lions Fan Nation. Let's go through them right quick. And let's as follows. Aiden Hutchinson will improve on his season from last year and have 15 sacks. And it's mainly due to the addition of DJ Reader and the improved play of one Aleem the Dream McNeils. Jahmyr Gibbs will have a Roger Craig Marshall Faulk type season and get 2,000 all-purpose yards with his increased role in the passing game, and he'll have a bigger role in the running game. We know that he missed some time earlier in the season due to some injuries. That's the first 2. Coming up next, we got Terrion Arnold will lead all rookies in the NFL in interceptions. He had 5 last season at Alabama, and teams will try him to avoid Carlton Davis III in man coverage. Hendon Hooker may start multiple games for the Lions this season, and they're looking at this as a take because they say it's feasible because of the fact of the high quarterback injury rate. Now, Jared Goff has been a durable quarterback since he's been in Detroit, except for the first year when he missed a couple games. But throughout his career, he's been pretty durable. But they say, due to just maybe the fruition rate that happened last year, you look at how many quarterbacks got injured last year, it may be a time where he has to start. And it's feasible that he may start for the Lions this season, due to the fact that the Lions may lock up a high playoff seed early and may want to keep Goff out of harm's way. Next up, and that's the second 2. All right, the last 2. Amon-Ra St. Brown, who had a big day yesterday, man. I mean, he was on the Pivot podcast. The receiver on Netflix came out. They say he will have an even bigger role in the Lions offense. His high production and high impact will get him MVP votes and make him a serious contender for Offensive Player of the Year. And the Lions will win their first Super Bowl in team history, not their first championship, but their first Super Bowl in team history. Looking at this, it's early. My man, y'all know the Super Bowl, LL? All right. The Lions will win the first Super Bowl in team history. Looking at the facts that they were close last season, the leaders and the coaching staff on the team still believe they're underdogs and underrated, and they will use those facts as motivation for the upcoming season. Now, I'm going to give my take right quick of how I agree with this, and then I'm going to kick it to my guys, right? So, looking at these, right, I'm going to say 5 out of 6 are bossed up. The one that I don't agree with is Hendon Hooker starting multiple games for the Lions. I think that is balled on. But I think that all those things could happen except for the Hendon Hooker thing. I just don't see it. I don't want to see Hendon Hooker. That means Jared Goff is hurt. If I'm seeing Hendon Hooker, because the way that the coaching staff looks at this team and the way they played, even if they got a playoff seed locked up, they're going to play for the number 1 seed, and they're going to play all their guys until they ain't going to play. So they don't believe in resting guys. They're going to play them. So with that being said, I'm going to kick it to my guys. First up, my man LL Cool Torrance on the 6 bowl predictions. Is it bossed up or balled on?
Let me see here. Can you put them back up on the screen real quick? It's
Yes,
only. Let me see here. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good. All right. All right. The first 2, Hutch gets 15, and Gangster Gibbs get 2K. I'm gonna say those is bossed up. I'm gonna go with those 2. I'm gonna say those 2 is bossed up, and Geronimo is joining me on that boss up. But Sub-Zero, as they call him, Terrion Arnold leads all rookies in picks, and Hendon Hooker starts multiple games. I'm with you on that. I say the young man will lead all rookies in picks, but Hendon Hooker, I don't want him to start multiple games unless he's taking y'all's friend's job. So I don't think he's going to start multiple games this season. And the last one, Amon-Ra St. Brown earns MVP votes, finishes second for offensive player of the year, or the Lions win, and the Lions win the Super Bowl. I don't know. I don't know how many wide receivers get MVP votes. He definitely would. I think, that's the same thing. Like I said with y'all's friend, he'll probably get some MVP votes just off the success of the team if the team has a lot of success. So yeah, I go with that. I go with both of those actually, because why not? Who else is going to win the Super Bowl? Kansas City. It's hard to three-peat. The NFC, in my opinion, is kind of wide open. Philly got to prove some things. We got to prove some things to some people too. So I like our chances to win the Super Bowl. Yeah. So those are my takes.
All right, going back to my man, Coach Mike Jones. What you got, brother?
All right, man. I think Hutch will get 15 sacks this year. I just think with the increased talent on the back end of the defense, DJ Reader, the guys come off the edge on the other side, I think Hutch will actually get the 15 sacks because you won't be able to dictate your defense toward him as much. So I think he will get that. I forgot. Can you bring the topics back up? I'm sorry, Kurt. But,
yeah, I got you.
Also, I do think that Gibbs, he has a chance, but I'm gonna say that's a ball on topic because I just think the Lions got too many weapons. I think 2,000 yards for one person on that Lions offense is just way too much. So I'll say that's a ball on topic there, man. You know what I'm saying? Not because he has the capability. I just don't think he'll be targeted as much to get that. Terrion Arnold, that's bossed up. I think Terrion Arnold is going to lead the NFL rookies and interceptions just because of the pressure added to the Detroit Lions defensive line. The fact that he will start off as CB2, I think he might end up being, sharing some time as CB1 by the end of the season. So Hendon Hooker starting multiple games, I don't see it happening at all. I hope it don't happen. Please, Lord Jesus, don't let it happen. And not because I think Hendon Hooker is a bad guy, it's just because I just don't want to see him in that position unless like the Lions got the number 1 seed locked up. And with all the talent in NFC, I cannot see that happening. So I don't want to see Hendon Hooker. Just hold the clipboard, give Goff some water, some Nutri-Grain bars and all that, but sit yourself down. Amon-Ra St. Brown earns the MVP votes. I said that's a ball. That's a ball don't take. I just think this is a QB league. I think unless you do something astronomical as a running back or receiver, you won't be in MVP voting. It's sort of the same thing for Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? They're not that they're not good enough. I just don't think they will get enough touches to amass that type of stature. And then finishing second in offensive player of the year, he has a chance. I think he can. Will he? I don't know. But that last one, man, you know I'm about to put some money on the Lions to win the Super Bowl this year, man. The Lions is plus
Yeah.
1,200. You know what I'm saying?
All
So
right.
then, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? Hey, do us a favor. Like the video, share the channel. Go follow us on your favorite social media platforms, man. And to all the love and support we're getting on all of our platforms, man. Facebook, I just got Rising Creator. What do you call it? I know that I got recognized as a Rising Creator on Facebook for the content that we are posting on Facebook, man. And I appreciate y'all, man. If you know, and to that individual who left the comment yesterday, wanted to donate money. We ain't monetized yet, so pump your brakes. We coming. We gonna be there soon. But but you know, if you want to donate to the show, there is a way you can do it right now over on Facebook. Send us stars. Watch the videos over there. Go ahead, LL. What you got?
No, you said it's a way to donate. I was like, you can send it to me, but no, you
Yeah.
told them the real way. You told them the real way.
But you can go and you can like the content over on the Kurt Still Facebook page, and that's where you can donate right now. Once we hit our YouTube monetization, I'll definitely let y'all know. We're gonna have some memberships, we're gonna have some, subscriptions, and we're gonna have some things going on right here at the Boss Up Ball Out podcast, man. But we appreciate all the love, man, and thank you for wanting to donate to us, man. Donate to the show and help us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. All right, next up, my man Coach Mike Jones up with his topic. What you got there, big fella?
Yes, sir. So, there's been rumblings of Matthew Judon possibly being traded for. I heard it on a couple of platforms, so I had to tackle this, man. First and foremost, he from Pontiac, man, from the Yak, man.
That's LA hometown, man.
yeah. Actually, my dad lived in Pontiac for a long time, man. Y'all know I'm a Hayes Jones veteran. I used to be all on the West Side projects, getting it in. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Matthew Judon, he's from Pontiac, Michigan. He went to Grand Valley State. So he was born, I think, in 91. So Matthew Judon, 94 or something like that. So he actually grew up when the Lions was in Pontiac. So I know that has to be, a thing. Like, man, he wants to play for the Lions, man. He grew up watching them. So yeah, man. And then I'm just not sure. Now I'm hopeful that Marcus Davenport and James Houston are healthy. But at the same time, am I willing to bet the house on Marcus Davenport and James Houston being healthy? No, I'm not. So with that being said, add Matthew Judon. It would be something that's good, man. It'd be enough depth there where we can make a serious Super Bowl push. And also, I would say for a conditional 4th round pick, that maybe a 5th round pick, but I would wait until the trade deadline to make this happen. The earlier you do it, the more compensation you're going to have to give up for Matthew Judon. So I think that this is a trade deadline pick. So, with that being said, what is your guys' take on this?
All right, I'm gonna kick it on over to the man from the Yak Town himself. LL, what you got on Matthew Judon, your homie coming home?
Shout out to Sean Preston. Also, I don't know Matthew Judon at all, but shout out to that gentleman. But yeah, Mike, one thing I do want to say is you said he's from Pontiac. When the Lions was here, that could be either very, very good or very, 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 very bad, because you know how that go. But hopefully that's on the good side of things. But yeah. The only concern I have of this whole thing is contract. Like, what is his contract looking at? I think he might have signed a big deal. I don't know. I don't think compensation is going to be an issue, even if it's early or late. The Patriots, well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't speak for them, but it seems like they don't really try to break nobody down. Like, they don't be trying to get a whole bunch of picks from nobody. They'll trade a Pro Bowler for some, for 2 conies and a half bag of chips if they need to. But so yeah, I welcome that trade, depending on how much he actually costs. Compensation, I don't really as long as it ain't, nothing too ridiculous, a 4th round is definitely enough, even if it's a 5th round, whatever it is, maybe give them both a 4th round in 1 year and a 5th round another year to get a player like that. And also another thing I want to know is how many more years he has on his contract, but we just need consistent, like you said, that point needs to be echoed more and more and more. We need consistency on the other side of Hutch, whoever it might be. I hate we keep mentioning Marcus Davenport. I personally don't believe that he is a very good football player anymore. I don't think he ever, he was okay, but he wasn't how people talk about him. I don't really get that. People talk about him like he had a season like James Houston, you know what I'm saying? Like where he just came on and was tearing stuff up. But even James Houston didn't necessarily have that long of that season. So, but I don't know. I like Matthew Judon. Yeah, come on. If you feel like it, come on home and, come on, help the Lions. Oh, that's my bad. Boss up. This is a boss up take. Yes, get Matthew Judon.
Okay. All right. Coach Jones, I'm gonna kick it to you because this is your topic. What do you think? Because you must believe that this is a bossed up take.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a halfway bossed up because I believe that it should happen at the trade deadline. I don't think it should happen earlier than that because he was going to have to give up too much compensation because I believe he's on the last year of his deal. So yeah, man, yeah, it's a halfway boss up.
Halfway boss up, man. Well, it ain't gonna be a 3-peat, man. I'm gonna say this is a bald on take. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of the Lions trading for an aging Judon because he's 31 years old, coming off an injury like DJ Reader. But unlike Reader, he's in the final year of a $54 million contract in New England. Now, I'll say this. The Lions do have a buttload of cap space. Getting close to north of $40 million. And we talked about yesterday how the Lions may get some of that back with the Cam Sutton suspension. But I prefer that the Lions use that extra cap space on current in-house talent. Aleem McNeil got a contract coming up. Aiden Hutchinson got a contract coming up. And some other players that's on the team. I just don't like it. And you talking about the injury prone of James Houston and Marcus Davenport. Well, I'm really ain't talking about Marcus Davenport. James Houston. Hell, Judon ain't been healthy for the last couple of years, and he's older. This ain't gonna get no easier for a guy coming off the edge like that. I do think he is a talented player. Don't get me wrong. That compensation coming out that last year of that contract, the Lions are going to eat a lot of cap space up if they trade for him. And even if they do around the trade deadline, it's still going to eat up some substantial amount of cap space. I'm just not a fan of this trade. I just look at it. I think the Lions can go in a different direction, get a younger player, or a guy that's not going to cost that much. You can get one of those guys in free agency. I'm just looking at this whole situation. I'm like, nah, because of course, if he comes here and they trade for him, he's going to be a situation where he's probably going to want a contract extension. So that's more money that I'd rather spend it on in-house talent. And that's how Brad Holmes gets down right now. What you got, Ella?
Two things for both of y'all if you want to. Mike probably already knew this, but two things for however many things for however many of y'all. How about that? I didn't know that he only using his last year's contract, so that definitely changes things. But like you said, what if they offer him? Because I don't think. How do we put this much faith in y'all's friend Brad Holmes and not think that he's not going to get worked over like that? I don't think you would bring Matt Judon here and have to pay him a whole lot of money or have to let it eat up a whole bunch of cap space. So if we just say, oh, and Brad, we trust, we have to also trust that he would make that work somehow for us. So I kind of think if it were to go that kind of way, again, I didn't know that he was on his last year, but if it were to kind of go that way, because, he might do got a little bit of an injury history, but the healthy history is better than anything else we got on our roster at that position, just about. So, but with that caveat, though, if y'all's friend that we got so much trust in can make it work for sure.
Okay. All right, my man, LL Cool Torrance. Hey, do us a favor, man. Like the video and share it with Lions fans just like yourself, man. Follow us on your favorite social media platforms. We'll share that information here coming up here shortly at the end of the show. But let's get into my man LL topic for today. He's talking about camp battles. What you got, brother?
All right. Well, I've been bringing up the camp battles a couple times on this show. So yeah, that's what's coming up in just about a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. So yeah, we'll be hearing all of this kind of stuff anyway. So camp battle for this episode or this topic will be for linebacker 3, and that's assuming that 1 and 2 is Anzalone and Jack Campbell. So linebacker 3, first candidate up is my friend, Pack a Punch, Derek Barnes, fourth year linebacker out of, I was going to say the great state of Indiana, out of that state, Indiana. I don't like Indiana. I don't like Ohio. You don't like it? Come see me. But fourth year linebacker. Last year, he had 81 total tackles and 1 sack and 1 forced fumble. I personally like Derek Barnes. I have another twist in this coming a little bit later with Derek Barnes involved, but I like Derek Barnes. His progression has shown when he's been healthy. He only missed a couple games so far, which that's you want him to stay healthy. But in this sport, you can't ask everybody to be there 100% of the time, rather. But he has shown he has shown consistency of being on the field. And I know he had some down points, with the miss on Dak Prescott that time, but he made plays, unlike the game ending or how you say sealing interception against the Bucks. I believe it was in the playoffs. So he's shown to maybe have a misstep there. But to come back in a great moment, to make the play, it didn't wear on him that much. Hey, I might miss this one or anything like that. Not even saying that that's what it might have been in his head. But first candidate, Derek Barnes. Number 2 is all our friends as well, Malcolm Rodriguez. He's kind of fallen out of favor just a tad. In his rookie year, he was everybody. So everybody loved him. But in that second year, he kind of showed that, hey, maybe I'm not that great of a football player yet. So maybe I should pump y'all's brakes. But yeah, no, last year, at least per ESPN, he only had 22 total tackles and everything. But we did see his role expand, and that's actually what I'm kind of interested in. I think he'll make the roster regardless because he also plays fullback and other, plays special teams and stuff like that. So I really like Rodrigo. I'm not sure if I like him at linebacker 3 just yet. And somebody else that comes with the twist that I said, and that's the twist in the 1 and 2 being Anzalone and Barnes. And then my number 3 is Captain Jack Campbell. And that man, I didn't know his numbers was that good. I had to go check him out my gosh darn self. And he had 95 total tackles last year and 2 sacks. I don't remember if he had any picks. I don't think he did. They had him going forward a whole lot. They didn't have him doing anything else like running anybody down sideline to sideline. They had him going forward a whole lot, which I do like. You know what I'm saying? If you got a player that's good at going forward, make him go forward. One thing we talked about James Houston and stuff like that. One thing they tried to make him do or tried to have him do is expand his role and, play coverage and do things like that. I personally don't like that. I get it if it works. However, I personally don't like it. He's good at going forward. I wouldn't ask him to do anything else but that. But Jack Campbell has proven, like I said, 95 total tackles. Definitely helped our defense, and he showed much progression as well. And he's already, in anything that I've heard or read about him so far, I know it's early, but everything I've read about him has been nothing but positive. He's taking that step, and that he's linebacker 2. So in this instance, like I said, he might be linebacker 3 because I'm assuming it, or I'm putting it that Derek Barnes is going to be linebacker 2. So what do you guys think? Derek Barnes, Rodrigo, or the twist with Barnes 2 and Campbell 3?
All right, I'm gonna take it first, man, because I just own something today. Like you said, the person missing from that argument was Jack Campbell. I think he and Barnes are still in competition for linebacker 2. Barnes will go down fighting like he did last training camp. Now, there was a drop off in the linebacker play in the NFC Championship game after Barnes got hurt. And you talk about that Barnes interception, that led to the Lions getting to the NFC Championship game. I think he's improved in coverage. So for me, it's either Barnes or Campbell for linebacker 2. And then whoever those two will fight it out for linebacker 2, and whoever loses will be the 3rd. And Rodrigo definitely is 4. But looking at this situation, I'm like, I don't think that the linebacker 2 is settled just yet. I know we're talking about him having a big season, but I'm just not convinced right now because Barnes was like, hey man, I know you coming from my spot, so I'm gonna work hard. And you got to remember how he works with Anzalone in the offseason. So I'm looking at that. I'm not saying that Jack Campbell, because Jack Campbell coming for that spot. He's coming for it. He is. Because you look at how he works and the type of player he is. He's coming for the spot. Just is Derek Barnes ready to give it up yet? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he is. So I'm gonna say it's balled on for me just because of the fact I gotta see it in camp. Who's going to win it out? Because I don't think Derek Barnes is going to just hand over the reins to Jack Campbell that easily. What you got, Coach Jones?
Yeah, I think it's a bossed up take. Yeah, it's a bossed up take, man. I think Jack Campbell will man that middle. I think because they've been messing with Barnes, moving back to his original spot that he played in college of a pass rusher. I think, especially if the Lions don't make a move toward the trade deadline, I think Derek Barnes will be used a little bit more off the edge. And I also think they're going to be in that sub package a lot of 4-2-5. So I don't think they'll have three linebackers on the field that much, maybe on the early downs. But yeah, with that being said, that's a bossed up take, man, because I seriously do think that Derek Barnes will be linebacker 3/edge rusher. So, yeah.
All right. So, hey, LL, you got to give your quick take on it.
Oops.
Bossed up or balled on the linebacker 3 competition.
I'm going with, like I said first, my friend. I'm going with Derek Barnes, man. Let's see that boy pack a punch. Go out there and pack a punch, man. What I'm really waiting on, and you know how everything has changed for me and Alexander Anzalone. So that's why I hate people until the things change. So I hate Alex Anzalone, but he has definitely changed some things for me. But I'm waiting for Jack Campbell and Derek Barnes to be the 2. So that's what I'm waiting on.
Definitely. A lot of people hated Alex Anzalone just like it did Jared Goff when they first here in Detroit. They just weren't productive players, but things have changed now. Hey, that's our show for today. Make sure you go and follow us on your favorite social media platforms. Here's the information right here. You can follow us on all these platforms, man. And thank you again for supporting us, man. And and like I said, if you can't donate to the YouTube channel yet, but you go to Kurt Steele over at Facebook and then leave us some stars, man, and we're gonna get that revenue from you, man. And you know what I'm saying, we're gonna make this show even bigger and better than what it is. All right, partner shots for today's show. My man LL Cool Torrance, the sole proprietor of the T-shirt Tupperware Exchange program. If y'all know what it is, man, spend the night with my man LL. You get it, say you want a T-shirt from him, you gotta bring him a dish for, the Tupperware. You got to put some good morsels in them things, to get him, to give you a T-shirt. But what you got, LL? What you got for today?
Well, Kurt, can't tell nobody about at work to watch this one, but but no, man, have a great Wednesday. Like we talked about this because Pontiac came up a couple times. Yaktown don't back down. Shout out to Sean Preston. Ain't too many more dollar conies around this way, so find the cheapest conies you can get and enjoy your Wednesday.
Yeah, inflation, brother. All right, we're over line. Coach Mike Jones, what you got for the people?
Yeah, man. Happy Hump Day, man. And I hold it down for the Yak, man. West Side Projects, man. That was Hayes Jones, man. East Pike and King, man. Y'all know how it is, man. I hold it down for the Yak Town, man. But happy Wednesday, man.
And shout out to Miss Valerie Bordeaux. She stopped by the live show yesterday, man. I hung out, and my man Paul Jarose was in the building, man. All the Detroit Lions on the Proud family was in the building yesterday, man. I appreciate it. I love you guys. Keep supporting the channel, man. And come on over and be a part of the Boss Up family. Hey, do your man Kurt Steele a favor. Whatever you do in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For man, Coach Mike Jones and LL Cool Torrance, this is Kurt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon.